As I sat there in the attic, the diary heavy in my hands like a Pandora's box of untold truths, the rain outside had cleared, leaving a crisp autumn air that seeped through the cracks, but my mind was stormy with the revelations from before real Grandma Eleanor's double life as a self-taught spy, protecting our family from wartime enemies long after Grandpa Robert's suspicious death, and now, turning to the later entries marked with the subtle red ribbon she must have tied herself, I uncovered the saga of her most daring mission. In 1983, a year when I was just 8, oblivious to the dangers lurking beyond our cozy home in Willow Creek, where life seemed simple with school plays and backyard barbecues, but the diary painted a different picture, starting with an urgent note: the syndicate has evolved, and now they're targeting the innocence of my grandchildren, including Ida, and I must act before it's too late. And my heart skipped a beat, realizing this wasn't just history, it was personal, a mission born from a leaked intelligence report she intercepted through her old contacts, warning that descendants of operatives like Robert were being systematically erased to tie up loose ends from the Cold War era, and Eleanor, now in her late 50s with silver streaks in her hair but fire in her spirit, couldn't stand by, so she reactivated her shadow network, beginning with the coded message sent via a public library's microfiche system to an ally in Washington, all while maintaining her facade as the quintessential grandma, knitting scarves for us kids and hosting Sunday dinners where her laughter hid the anxiety gnawing at her insides, and the entries detailed her meticulous planning, sketching maps in the diary's margins of a covert facility in the nearby hills where the syndicate stored their hit lists, her words flowing with a mix of determination and dread. I train in the garage at midnight, practicing lockpicking with tools hidden in my sewing kit, my hands aching but my resolve unbreakable, for Emily's bright eyes and innocent laugh remind me what's at stake, and I felt a surge of emotion reading that, tears welling as I pictured her sacrificing sleep for our safety, the emotional toll evident in confessions of doubt, like the night she almost confessed to my mother but bit her tongue, knowing the truth could fracture our family, instead channeling her energy into the mission's first phase, infiltrating a low-level operative's office under the guise of cleaning lady, her practical blouse and skirt blending seamlessly as she slipped in after hours, heart pounding like a drum in her chest, describing the dim fluorescent lights buzzing overhead and the scent of stale coffee as she rifled through drawers, finding an encrypted floppy disk that held partial names, including hints at our family tree, and a close call when a guard's footsteps echoed down the hall, forcing her to hide under a desk, breath held, sweat beading on her forehead, the fear so palpable in her writing that I clutched the diary tighter, my own pulse racing in sympathy, and upon escaping with the disk, she spent weeks decoding it in her makeshift ops room, using an early Commodore computer borrowed from a neighbor under the pretense of learning recipes, her entries laced with frustration and breakthroughs, like the moment she cracked the code revealing a planned operation against us, a clean-up mission set for the following month, and the weight of that knowledge crushed her, pages blurred with what seemed like teardrops as she wrote of watching me play outside, innocent and carefree, vowing to stop it at any cost, even if it meant going deeper undercover, forging a new identity as Helen Graves, a widow seeking employment at the syndicate's front company, an innocuous import-export firm in the city, and the diary chronicled her interviews, the nervous smiles she practiced in the mirror, the backstory she memorized at a widowed young, no children, desperate for work all to gain access, and once inside as a secretary, the real work began. Typing memos by day while secretly photographing documents with a miniature camera hidden in her brooch, each click a risk that could expose her, the tension building as she overheard conversations about eliminating loose threads, her our Namia whispered in hushed tones, and the emotional layers deepened with reflections on the isolation, missing my school recital because she was tailing a suspect, lying to my mom about the migraine when guilt twisted her gut, yet her love propelled her forward, culminating in a pivotal discovery, the master list of targets, hidden in the boss's safe, and her plan to crack it during a company event, dressing in a modest gown that concealed tools, her heart a whirlwind of fear and fierce protectiveness, the entry ending on a cliffhanger. Tonight, I cross the line. Success means salvation, failure means the end for us all, leaving me breathless, the attic silent save for my ragged breaths, as I turned the page, eager for the resolution that would reveal how her spy mission truly saved us, a testament to a grandmother's unbreakable bond, weaving danger and devotion into a legacy I never knew I carried. Delving deeper into the diary's gripping account, The 1983 mission unfolded like a thriller I couldn't put down, with Grandma Eleanor, under her alias Helen, attending the syndicate's lavish annual gala in a rented hall adorned with crystal chandeliers and orchestral music masking the undercurrents of deceit, her entries vivid with sensory details of the clink of champagne glasses, the swirl of elegant dresses, and the knot in her stomach as she navigated the crowd, eyes scanning for the boss's office keycard she needed to swipe, all while exchanging pleasantries with colleagues who had no idea she was the wolf in sheep's clothing, driven by a grandmother's instinct to shield her kin from the shadows that had claimed her husband decades ago, and the emotional rawness leapt from the pages as she confessed the internal battle. I see Robert in every risk I take, his memory fueling me, but the thought of leaving Emily without her grandma tears at my soul, and I paused, wiping away tears, feeling the profound love that transcended time. Her words pulling me into the night of the heist where she excused herself from the festivities feigning illness, slipping into the dimly lit corridors with the stolen keycard, her practical shoes silent on the carpet as she approached the safe, heart hammering so loudly she feared it would betray her, describing the sweat-slicked palms as she inputted a code gleaned from overheard whispers, the safe clicking open to reveal the master list, a dossier of names, including mine as a child, marked for neutralization, and the horror of that moment, her handwriting shaky as she recounted photocopying the pages in a frenzy, stuffing them into her purse, but then the alarm a silent mind she triggered unknowingly, bringing footsteps thundering down the hall, forcing her to improvise an escape to a service exit, dodging guards in the pouring rain outside, her skirt soaked and hair plastered as she ran to her car, the chase ensuing with syndicate vehicles tailing her through slick city streets, the diary's prose pulse pounding, tires screeching, lights blurring. I weaved through traffic, praying for a deliverance, not for me, but for the family waiting unaware, and evading them by sheer wit, ducking into an alley and abandoning the car to blend into a crowd at a nearby festival, her relief mingled with exhaustion as she made it home by dawn, collapsing into bed with the evidence hidden under her mattress. But the mission wasn't over. The next phase involved leveraging the intel to dismantle the threat, contacting her Washington ally anonymously to leak the dossier, sparking an undercover FBI investigation that she monitored from afar, her entries filled with anxious waits by the phone, disguised as calls to old friends, and the emotional crescendo built as she described the arrests rolling in weeks later, key syndicate members taken down quietly to avoid public panic, her name never mentioned, the danger averted without fanfare, but the cost evident in her health's decline, of frequent doctor's visits for stress-induced ailments, pages confessing the nightmares that plagued her, reliving the chase, the close calls, yet affirming it was worth every scar because Emily's future is secure, her laughter untouched by the darkness I banished, and as the mission wrapped, she retired her spy tools, burning aliases and burying gadgets in the garden, transitioning back to full-time grandma, but not without lingering regrets, like missing my 9th birthday due to a final debrief, excusing it as a trip to see cousins, her words heavy with sorrow. The lies weigh on me, but they pave the path to peace, and in the diary's closing reflections on that year, she pondered the tapestry of her life, a blend of ordinary joys and extraordinary perils, ending with a poignant note: if these pages find you, know that every shadow I embraced was to let your light shine brighter. And as I closed the diary once more, the attic bathed in golden sunset light, a profound gratitude washed over me, realizing her secret spy mission didn't just save us from physical harm but preserved our innocence, her sacrifices the unseen threads holding our family together, leaving me forever altered, cherishing her memory not as a simple grandma, but as a guardian angel in disguise, whose love conquered all.